The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome, Deadites, to part 6 of What If Deku was the son of Black Lightning. Last time we left, Izuku was about to inform Endeavor of something quite serious. But before that, I have to do something that I believe I have been quite vague on in this story. Izuku's appearance. I've stated his love for all clothes, intended gender be damned. Well, in short, Deku is quite effeminate in looks, despite the fact that I'm using pictures with static. He's wearing a rather frilly black and dark green Lolita dress with green knee socks of the same shade. When Izuku chooses to cross-dress, he goes all out and is currently also wearing white heels and green lipstick. His hair is currently done in a bun, ending in a braided ponytail. Anyone that wasn't aware that this was a boy would be drawn to Izuku without fail. Well, don't you look lovely, Izuku? What exactly are you talking about? Izuku took a deep breath. Sir Enji, may we discuss this alone on the veranda? Bring your whole family, please. Enji does as instructed, however slightly off-put by it. Good, you're all here, so I have something to do that would just be a pain in there. Izuku focuses his energy and reveals the veil of bioenergy to everyone there and points out that Shoto didn't exactly have one. What is this, Izuku? Izuku sighs and explained everything. The fact that Shoto over here doesn't have a biofield means that he's not an organic being at all. Case in point, even Grundy has one. It's faint as hell, but he has one at least. Shoto was on his knees, crying. No, you're lying. I'm Shoto Todoroki, son of Enji and Rei Todoroki. I even have my quirk hot and cold. Shoto reaches for his quirk and Enji can feel it now. What's wrong, Dad? Enji was about to attack the imposter when Nomuri stopped him. That might not be Shoto, but that's still your child. I can feel his love from here. That's not programming. That's real. Shoto, we need to go to the watchtower now. And you, please remember what I just said. This might not be the real Shoto, but he's totally a Todoroki. Please don't blame him for any of this. He didn't ask to be made, but he loves you all the same. Nomuri had worked with many cybernetic life forms and understood things like this. Izuku was smiling at a storm. Not even an hour later, our group was in the watchtower with the likes of Mr. Terrific, the Atom, Cyborg, Izuku himself, and there was someone else at the party. Hiro Okamura, Toy Man. The good one, not the crazy one. Of course, he didn't go by that moniker quite yet, though. Shoto was grief-stricken that he wasn't the real deal. Can you scan me? Tear me apart? Do whatever you have to get the real Shoto back. He was crying now. Once it was made obvious that he had been with the family for at least a year, And hold on, and if you're thinking Izuku would have spotted that when he did the fitting, yes, he would have. If he did a fitting, that is. The family's measurements were sent to him and he made the clothes accordingly. They had their own tailor and they just wanted an Izuku original in their wardrobe. It killed Izuku how crestfallen the Shoto droid looked, but whoever made him was so good that his own family had noticed. Rei offered to do a deeper analysis and Shoto droid was all for it. Just find the real me. I'm sure he misses his family. Don't worry about breaking me. I'm just a hunk of... Izuku just bitch slapped him. There will be none of that. Do you hear me? You are not junk. You are quite alive, and if you keep up that tone, at least one or more people in this room will get mad. Cyborg nodded his head. While he does look rather human, his cybernetic parts are quite obvious to those who care to look. Guys, we got a problem. Turns out the inner workings of the Shoto droid had something odd. Something that Rei had only seen in creations of Brainiac. I've got a friend I can call to confirm. Hold on. Said friend was none other than Brainiac. Just to be clear, Brainiac 5. Legion of Superheroes. Izuku gave Brainiac a kiss on both cheeks and a hug. Izuku beat Brainiac 5 in for a sidebar. So, is he a Brainiac? Yes and no. She possesses the signature of Brainiac 8 for some reason, but at the same time also contains the DNA of Todoroki family. Brainiac would never really have anything like this. Your timeline is quite the odd one. This is Brainiac 8, and it isn't at the same time. It's like... how do I say this? They took samples of her and infused it into their work. I can't tell you any more than that. We need to see where things go from here. Brainiac 5 waves his hand and the Shoto droid had fully finished changing into, well, female. She still looks like Shoto, though, to a point, but more so looking like Rei than MG, though. You have Brainiac-like traits to you, but don't worry, you are your own woman now. That was just the side effect of me further waking up that part of you. As far as Shoto goes, you know full well I can't tell you guys, even if I knew. You heard that right, Deadites. Izuku's timeline has slight differences from what's recorded in the history. More accurately, it was heavily censored, so a certain set of teenage heroes didn't futz with time worse than the legends did. However, before everyone now lay a female Shoto. I'm a girl? Like I said, you have Brainiac-like properties, but it's easier to say cyborg, created from scratch. She pretty much is organic, so that ruled out Brainiac 4 in creating her. Brainiac 5 had pretty much stripped her of all components that he could without risking her life. The girl in front of them is now more akin to being cybernetically enhanced. As for how, think either something like Jack/Jackie or Biotic from, well, Mass Effect. She's still got the hot and cold, and it works sort of like hot and cold energy wrapping around instead of pure ice, but it still can heat or burn things. And also, fun little fact, her hot and cold sides are flipped. And she now appeared to have a biofield of her own. A proper biofield, not something rinky-dink artificial type deal. However, stripping all the disguise components in her made it obvious, to Hiro at least. He dipped to the bare components like a moth to the flame, as did Curtis. Guys, the kid's on something. What you got, son? And yes, I said Curtis, not Michael. Despite the picture, Mr. Terrific is Mr. Terrific, so let's just roll with it. Hiro was smiling. Well, this tech that Mr. Brainiac helped Reina-san shed? Everyone looked at Hiro. He had just named her. What? She looks just like Ray Dono, why not? But back to my point. Doesn't this tech look familiar to you? I may or may not have collected some scrap from his fights, but this screams Red Tornado, or more specifically... 5 steps in again. Since you seem to have made most of the footwork, I'll step in. While this might not be part of my future, it would be easier to refer to Miss Reina as a Nomu of sorts, and I'm sure you all know what that means. All eyes went wide. Dr. Garaki Kyodai, the man behind the Nomu. So this is where I'm going to take a liberty here to keep in the spirit of what this is. Our mad doctor is mighty old, so this is possible. Before he was proven to be a crackpot scientist, yada yada, he taught at multiple institutes. 2 of his more notorious students were Tio Morrow and Anthony Ivo. He keeps in touch with both of them, and they don't mind sharing their tech provided he provides them with Nomu for added muscle. Since this is a DC universe fused with the MHA, Nomu are slowly becoming premium goons. Now, the extremely rare cognitive ones, like Kurogiri, those are extra premium henchmen, if not number 2s. However, the doctor merely makes the Nomu usually. He doesn't make it personal. This ain't his MO. So they were back to square one. Reina, I'm gonna call someone I think can help us, but you're gonna need to let him in. Do you mind that? Do you understand? I understand, Static-sama. Izuku calls John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, and he's in the watchtower within 12 seconds. Relax, child. This won't hurt at all. Jean said to calm Reina down. Izuku was holding on to her left hand. Energy that was chilling to the touch could be felt through Izuku, but it was oddly calming for him. Reina felt safe around him. Enji took her right hand, and, well, you get the point. It will be okay, my child. Enji had just cemented their familial status. Reina had been with them so long. She both loved and was loved by them. Jean dug deeper and then got the information. It's a trap! This is Vandal Savage's doing. He's trying to infiltrate the League using children. With that, Izuku suited up and got his titans ready to move out. The young Justice needed help, and as far as Vandal Savage in this way, he's immortal. He can afford to play the long game, to which he does. Reina gently grabbed Izuku's braid. May I help? I'm certain your friend removed all contingencies from me, and I want to save my brother. Izuku took a deep breath. No, you may not. For the same reason that Endeavor ain't going. You and might get hot under the collar and do something drastic. Stay with your family.
I'll bring Shoto back. Drop me off at the party. I'm gonna need All Might for this brawl.
They fetch All Might, and the group makes its way for the factory. They didn't really care for the stealth and smashed right in. They were greeted with Nomu galore. That's when Static rallied his troops, so to speak.
Hot Streak, turn up the heat. Beetle, start corralling the Nomu into one area. Huntress, once that happens, shoot a flash arrow. I'll bring the lightning and All Might will finish it with a smash.
The plan went well, and they dealt with the Nomus. However, they had to take care of the young doppelgangers. Izuku had to be sure, however.
McGann, what was the first outfit you asked me to wear?
She didn't know.
Take them down. They're fake.
Luckily for them, these weren't as complex as Rena. That took a lot of time. At this point, the fakes are just droids. While these guys were fighting, Gear and Robin were sneaking around at his orders in an attempt to find wherever the originals were stored and to break them out. Of course, Vandal took the bait and came out to play once his forces were, well, dwindled.
What's this? Another child playing hero. You fools think you can best. Vandal's Static was pissed. He struck him with the most powerful non-lethal blast of lightning, and that shock was enough for All Might to come in with a United States of Smash. Before you freak out, this Toshinori Yagi never got his wound, and even if he did, the Justice League has access to alien technology that can cure a whole lot of ailments, so no, there is no Small Might. While Vandal Savage is quite powerful, but come on guys, he's out cold after that combo. The team's cleaned house, and the real McGann comes in. Izuku asks her the same question, even though he didn't need to. He could tell this was her. I begged you to wear a Rider Astolfo costume for my birthday. You were so incredibly cute that I couldn't keep my hands off you.
Namuri heard that and was kind of mad she missed it. After witnessing Izuku's leadership and dedication, All Might makes the offer, and of course, Izuku says yes. So I've got a pull for you guys. He's not going to be 100% ready for it, but from the get-go, but he'll get over 50%, so how ready is Static for All for One from the start? 60%? 70%, 75%, or 80%. Back to what's left of the story. The teams returned with a slightly malnourished Shoto Todoroki, and had also returned with the children of multiple heroes. This was an eye-opener for the League, and countermeasures would be made to deal with these such instances. However, for cases like Rena, where most families opted to keep the doppelganger and love them as much as they did the original. However, they would also be altered into opposite gender for the sake of everyone's sanity and have, well, any harmful tech removed and their quirks were adapted similarly. If they even had quirks to begin with, that is. Reina ran to Izuku before he could leave and kissed him straight up on the lips. Namuri and McGann were quick to rip her off him, but an idea came straight to his brain, and that idea was Titans East. Izuku pitched the idea to the Japanese branch of the Justice League, and they were all for it. They'd do something similar to what the JSA did and pick students to which going to UA would merely waste their time. Izuku would visit every so often, but as for who leads the Titans East, his name is Mirio. Rest easy, Deadites, and remember, the night is ours.